I'm Simon Ford. I'm the founder of Ford's Gin. I've been in this industry for a very long time. I don't want to name the years, but I started in a wine shop and got extremely interested in tasting the different styles of wine, writing the notes, and once I kind of exhausted every category of wine, I moved on to spirits, and I found a little bit of love for gin in that moment, and the gin and tonic. So it sort of gin journey started around then. And the wine shop that I was working in was on the Strand in London, which was opposite a very famous cocktail bar called the American Bar at the Savoy. So I was always exposed to really great drinks before, I think, the cocktail renaissance. For me, gin is the quintessential cocktail spirit. In gin, there's lots of herbs, botanicals, citruses, lots of complex flavors that when mixed in a cocktail really add extra depth. Think about it, you have the gimlet, the Tom Collins, the negroni, the last word, the martini, which is sort of the mother of all cocktails. Gin is always adding something to it. 9 times out of 10, it's the star of that drink. And so for me, the right way to drink gin is in cocktails. However, the gin and tonic is probably the most popular and certainly the people's choice of best gin drinks in the world. Gin's an interesting one, right? If you're because we've talked a lot about it being sort of always mixed in, always being mixed in cocktails. But really, to sort of pick a gin, if you were sort of doing this as a professional bartender, then you would taste it like this. But the real experiment is to add just a tiny splash of water. Because what happens when you add water is gin is made up of essential oils from botanicals. So when we spray the spritz of a lemon twist on top of a martini, that's essential oils that are going on top. Well, when we make gin, we put lemon peel in the stills, and when we cook it, those oils go in. When you add a splash of water, it opens them up, and all of a sudden you start to get the complexity of flavors. And so with Ford's right now, the juniper is coming up, which is the first flavor I got before I added the water. But now all the citrus opens up because it's a very volatile oil. The jasmine flower suddenly comes to life, and that's really how you should taste gin. And if it tastes great with a little splash of water, it's going to mix well in a cocktail. If you want to sort of choose a gin, you should look at what the ingredients are and then go in and taste it and go, am I getting the things that they're telling me? Because if you suddenly go into your glass of Ford's gin and taste all of the flavors, you'll see that it's a top shelf gin. This is a really important Tales of the Cocktail for us. I remember throwing the very last party with my last job at Tales of the Cocktail. And once that was done, that was my last task on that with that company. I was able to announce that this is what I was doing next, and so that happened here in New Orleans at Tales of the Cocktail. We would then throw our first major event here that following year, and this year is 10 years since then. So we're celebrating our 10th anniversary this year, so it's quite special for us.